Hello, dear friends. Welcome to my channel. I want to tell you. Today, I am going to tell you one thing in my life. A man thinks himself, and sometimes it may go wrong. That happened to me actually. I was wrong, but I was not going to admit it to myself, and I was doing some foolish thing. Something was in my head, and some air went into my head too, I think. And I started to quarrel. It was not good, but I was not in a position to realize what is good and what is bad. One thing was sure, I was fighting without taking into consideration my level and level of oppositions. So I did not take into consideration which weapons I had and which weapons they had, at what level they were standing, and at what level I was standing. I did not measure myself, and I did not measure them too. Without doing a proper study of the events, incidents, men, women around me, without properly knowing them, without properly knowing the situations, I was throwing my words on them just because I thought that they were doing wrong. Maybe they were doing wrong, but one thing was sure that I was not in a position to fight them and win over them. That is sure. I had no option to let them do whatever they wanted. But still, I put a fight. I put a fight, a little man's fight. The only mistake I made was that I was at the lowest level and they were at the topmost level. So there were many differences between us, and I was not able to overcome my own disadvantages, my own weakness, my own weak points. I had weak points actually. And the persons whom I was fighting, whom I was against, whom I was going against, were having their positions in the society. They had occupied major positions everywhere, and I had no position at all. I was at the lowest level, as I said. I had no weapons. Even I had not think about the weapons. I just started my fight and went on fighting. The only weapon I had was my subtle words. Maybe, maybe I was comparing with them, and I was envying, I was jealous of them, and all kinds of negativity was created within me, and that negative creativity made me to fight more and more. It pushed me ahead to fight. Once you are in this position, you can't come back. So you have to put your foot forward and forward and forward until you get a setback or until you thrown back by the powerful personalities in the society or offices in the corporate culture, anywhere. So it was not good thing to fight. Alone fight it was. Nobody was with me. It was not anybody's fault, of course. They were sober and they were thinking on their own terms. And I was thinking on my own terms, but the thinking was wrong. My thinking was wrong. I should have thought more soberly, and I should have gone for a nice way, healthy way, instead of negative comments and negative writing. I was nowhere. I was just hitting my head against the biggest walls around me, and the result is obvious. But luckily enough, I got a hint, and a thought came into my mind that I was doing some foolish things. I was not able to fight against the big personalities or the people who have authorities, who have powerful weapons at their hands, and they many times they control the society. It is not a question of to be right or wrong. It is a question of thinking whether you can raise a voice against the odds. In fact, you become odd and I became odd too. So one day I realized that such type of fight is not a good thing. I have to overcome my own difficulties. I have to gather and increase my weapons, sharpen my weapons, and I have to strengthen myself, and then I can only fight. So before you have anything with you to fight, you just stop fighting. You just don't fight, just don't quarrel. Quarreling is not the answer. I realized later. And I made friends to whom I made enemies. I really made friends because I wanted them. Anyhow, they were human beings like me. Always be friends. Thank you.